On Britain's streets, a battle is raging. Over 11 million of us rent.
I'm freaking out, I'm terrified.
But thousands fall victim to rogue landlords.
It's just the worst property I've seen.
2 million of us are private landlords.
He's owed almost £10,000 in rent.
But many face financial ruin at the hands of bad tenants.
Supposed to be out by yesterday.
Well, we're still here.
Get your hands up.
Don't push.
I had a nervous breakdown for the first time ever in my life.
I'm not going back on the street, no way.
In this series, we're on the front line with the enforcement officers who crack down on rogue landlords.
There's a lot of scams going on.
This is gross exploitation. It just can't continue.
And the experts, whose job it is to evict bad tenants.
This kind of stump boils my blood.
It can be a little bit scary at times.
Oh, hey! No! We called the police! We called the police!
Eviction specialist Paul Champlina is helping a landlord get rid of his non-paying tenant. This one-bed flat belongs to a landlord called Eugene Song. He's only ever had one tenant, Brendan O'Brien.
The tenant has been with him for about 5 years, and he's been a perfectly good tenant, and then it all went wrong.
9 months ago, Brendan stopped paying the rent, and now he owes over £7,000.
He's tried to phone him, send emails, just having no joy whatsoever. Tenants falling hard times, and a lot of landlords want to try and work with it and try and help the tenant out. But if you're not hearing anything, it just adds to the problem whereby you think, well, I need to take some action.
The landlord won a possession order in court 2 weeks ago, and today Brendan is due to leave. Paul's heading to the property to find out if he's complied.
If it turns out that he's actually left the property, that would be great news.
With the landlord currently working abroad, Paul is meeting Shannon Taberman,
Nice to see you. You okay?
the letting
Got
agent.
the keys, let's go and check out and see if he's there, living there or not.
If Brendan has ignored the order to vacate, the landlord will face further eviction costs on top of his lost rent. The early signs aren't promising.
But there's posts for this tenant, Mr. O'Brien, yeah. So he's clearly picking his post up because it looks like it's the daily post. So let's go and knock and see, have a look. Hello, Mr. O'Brien. We've come to do an inspection of the property with the agent. I can hear him. Oh, hello. Oh, Mr. O'Brien. Yes. We're from the landlord. We've got a court order and a possession order. Well, you've got that and the rent arrears because you haven't paid any rent since July.
I'm waiting for the actual eviction date. The council told me if I leave before the actual eviction date, I'll be...
Rehoused? Are you trying to get...
No, they'll... Oh, I forgot what it's called, but I'll be potentially properly evicted, which means they won't...
They may not help you anyway because you've made yourself homeless by not paying the rent, that's the problem.
Yeah.
If you're unemployed, then at least you could have applied for local housing allowance, and then Eugene would have been able to get some benefit. Now he's over £7,000 in rent arrears.
Okay. I will not give Eugene any more problems.
No, I know that. I understand your situation, but I mean, obviously, if you'd had dialogue with him, the situation might have been easier.
When a tenant is down on their luck, sometimes they can't face speaking to the landlord and they just bury their head in the sand and they think that things will get better, and actually most of the time it gets worse.
Are we able to do access? Are we allowed to come in to do access?
I'm just about to go to the job centre.
Okay, all right. We've now established that we need to go to the next step, which is bail eviction. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Paul has his own suspicions about Brendan's reluctance to let them in.
I felt a bit sorry for him, to be honest. The flat absolutely pen and inked, you know, it stunk of just smoking, you know, so, and I'm sure it's a complete tip in there, that's why he didn't want us to come in.
Paul has no option but to return with bailiffs in just over a month's time.